Hello there, this is Steve. Just thought I'd give you a quick tour of the up-to-datest um, trade journal that I have. This is May 24th, 2017, so I thought it's a constant work in progress, and it has been for years, and it's just over this last year plus, I've incorporated a lot of top step trader rules, and so that's why this year it's probably been tweaked more than in the past. But let me give you a quick orientation of it. Basically, this white part here is the data. That's pretty much about it. I only have it go to 60 because I don't ever, oh, it stops right there because I never see it going past that. But I guess if you're a different type of trader or scalper or something, you might need more than 60, but I've never needed that. So in any event, I'll just run through these real quick. As I say, this white part is all the data that gets filled in, and everything else that you don't need to see is just information, statistics, things like that. It pulls data from that. Shows you your P&L. This is real money gross. This is paper trades and the combines that you're in, gross net. And this is data. Data is pretty good too because sometimes you don't want to actually put on a trade in real money or on paper and mess up your numbers, but you would like to track it to see how it goes. So you put it on, you track it, you just list it as a data, and then it treats it like a normal trade, only just goes in that column. So these totals aren't skewed at all, but at least it gives you the statistics you can pull up later. This column is 4 or 5 years old, so I don't even use it anymore. Here's your targets, here's your stop based on the strategy. Strategy over here at the beginning. There's different strategies. I should probably clean it up. But needless to say, and of course, everybody has the old impulse strategy in there. So in any event, based on the strategy, it'll pull up the stop and the target, because obviously you have different targets or certainly different stops, possibly. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, this is pulls the market that you're in, the tick value, tick size, tick value, and then the fees and whatnot, and it pulls it from the other sheets that are in there in order, depending on what account, different accounts, different monies. Top Step Trader Combines is the $3 and $3.68, I think it is, so it'll pull that. So there it gives you your fees, and then as I say, a lot of this stuff is all statistical data. I track the negative move from the open, and I track the max move from target 1, and this is all set up for 2 targets too, by the way, or 2 contracts. I'm just thinking about maybe setting it up for 3, but that would just open up a whole new can of worms, and I'm not ready to trade 3 anyway, so this is fine for my 2. But in any event, so once I put the trade on, I'll register the negative before I get the T1. Once T1 hits, then the negative is marked from the open to T1, and then that's so. Matter of fact, if it never goes negative and just goes straight up, hits your target 1, then your negative would be your open, which is fine. And same thing with max. Even though it might have pulled and gotten you out, if the particular trade setup then turns around and continues going without you, you still log the max until it reached its potential or where you had your original target and whatever. Then that's the max of that particular trade, whether or not it got there or not. And that just gives you, again, later it'll just show you statistics. Tick move size, negatives, year-to-dates negatives, things like that, just max drawdowns. My latest one that I added in was time. Now it's measuring time now, how much time you've put in it. All my statistics are by the quarter, so it's 8 o'clock, 8:15, 8:30, and 9 o'clock. So once it hits that mark, then I just do quarterly. I don't put the actual time in there. I just round it to the quarter that I'm in. Funny thing is, we were down at the Board of Trade today with the Top Step Trader Tour, and they have the FH, and it kind of reminded me of on their time, kind of reminded me of this, where I do it in quarters. They do it with letters and whatnot. So pretty neat. Anyway, so So yeah, summary. Well, basically, this is the main sheet, the day sheet. I'll go down to the bottom here. Obviously, you have trades from January, February, March, April, and that automatically puts them where they need to go when you're done for the day. It'll log it, and I'll show you that. This is obviously, I call this Trading Journal 2017, but I threw a test on it, so I can mess it up. This is the summary. I have a close, but I don't need to go there right now, but you'll see it later. But that pulls things by day. I have all 365 days in there, so it'll tell you all the statistics for the day. If you want to get down to the nitty-gritty in the day, then you would go to the particular month and pull it in that way. Pull in the data, and you could filter and get all that stats. So anyway, I'll just start from the beginning. So right here, these two here. These are your weekly goals. I'll get to that. Anyway, and then these numbers change. And again, these are based on this first one here, this N1 column cell is based on the top step numbers. So the first thing you need to do is when you're ready to put on your first trade, or you have already put on your first trade and you're ready to do your data, you throw your date in there and that opens up that row. Now everything at that point is looking for the row. Put your time in there. As I say, if it's 8:10, I'll just put 8. If it's 8:16, and I'll put 8:15. You got it. Here's your markets. If you know what you're looking for, you just hit it there. Obviously, let's go long. Let's make it simple. And it's pretty cool. If you want to go short, turn red. So the strategy, this is what I talked about earlier. This is pull how many your stops and whatnot, but we'll do everybody's favorite, impulse. Assistance. Sometimes my kids try to get them involved, so I'll put their initials into them and give them 5%. But you could also put different things if you got assistance from maybe a chat room or somewhere they're following or whatever. You just kind of like an extra thing for an assistant file. And then your settings. The settings, there's only two that I use, and basically settings are just based on your rules. And I've just labeled them that. But those are my two setting choices that I have. And that basically comes from my strategies. All my strategies have five rules. And even if they technically have 4, I'll make them have 5. The fifth one being room to target or something. But needless to say, I'll have 5 targets. And so when I grade something, when I grade a trade, they have to meet all targets or all ranking. So, for instance, a 5 is the best rank because it met all my criteria. And sometimes, like I have a problem with manufacturing trades, it only maybe has 3 criteria, but I think it's going to go. So it's 3. So it's a 3 as far as its ranking is concerned. So I'll put that there. But in this case, I'll put it 5. This is my latest column that I just put in a couple weeks ago, and that was actually based on talking to John Hoagland about psychology. And so what I'm trying to do, and I don't have a lot of statistics other than, as I say, a couple weeks on this, but again, I have a rating of 5. And if you want to see my rating scale, actually, I have it here in the miscellaneous, my psychology. So 1 is over trading, euphoria, kind of thing. I label it 2 is if I move the entry. 3 if I shorten the stop based on nerves and whatnot. 4 if I feel, kind of unease, and then 5 if I'm calm, cool, and collective, and I feel good about it. So then, and I'm just trying to pull up a database and kind of see how am I feeling when I'm putting on these trades. Once I'm in the trade, then it's just trade management. It's no longer a trade as far as I'm concerned. Now it's just managing the money. So you're already in it. You've already committed. So how are you feeling when you were put into it? So that's what I'm doing. And then obviously you have different brokers, Zero being paper trade. And then I think I got a Thinkorswim account. I got obviously I had 6 I put in as Top Step Trader because I got into the different fund until I got kicked out and put back onto the Combine. But in any event, so your account, we'll just do the paper right now, and then so I don't know, we're doing crude, right? So let's say $50. And you put on 2 contracts. Okay, so right there it pulls up. Here's your target, what you're looking for based on that particular trade or whatever, 6 ticks for the first contract, and then the stop, and then it'll again just basically the stop. It just pulls from over here based on the strategy that you pulled. So then notes. I put notes, how you feeling, or whatever it is that you're doing, whatever kind of notes you want. You know, right after news, right before news, whatever you want. Then the days, this is a combination field. Basically, this is your T1, your target one, close. And it's also, this red box will also pull up the negatives average for the day. Now, right now, it has no data because this is the first trade. And the first trade of any market is going to have no data. It needs the second trade in order to have some statistics. Once it gets the second trade, then it's going to look at the last trade and say, ooh, the average day's negative move was 6 ticks against you or something. So anyway, in this case, because we're making it up, we're going to go 50 point, I don't know, 10 ticks. So it went up 10. So boom, right there, in cell G2, it tells you it went up 10 ticks. And so you're still cruising along. You got to wait for this next one. Oh, and these here, these are just the years to date. Now again, this only has January, February, March, April, May. So it only has 5 months. Obviously, as you get to December, you have more statistics. Again, this is based on your trading style. So you have more statistics, but, you know, obviously in January, you'll have to look at the following year to kind of get that, because this chart then would have no data in it, just like these here, they no data. In any event, you can see that this particular trade will move 9 ticks against you to the negative. For the year to date, it's moved 16 to you, which has been a crappy year, if you ask me. I mean, seriously. Anyway, or maybe it's just my trades or my strategies and how I've learned it, but it is what it is. So in any event, so let's do, so our max move was 50.16, hoo-hoo. And so now in order to close this up, we have to grade it. And this is the grade data here. And again, for 5. So 1, basically 3 is a scratch. And when I say scratch, $50 one way or the other. Obviously 1 is at full stop, 2 is, you know, you lost some money but not at like a full stop, 3 is your scratch, 4 is you made some money but it didn't hit your targets, and 5 is you hit your targets. And that's so in this case we're going to do a 5. Okay, so now it closes that. Now it closes the day. It's still purple over here and it's still yellow because it's still missing some data, and that's the negatives and positives. So this move actually didn't even go against this, so I'll put $50 there for the negative, and the max it went was, I don't know, let's say 50.20. Okay, so that's it. Now that this one's closed because we graded it. We got to grade it in order to close the field. Maybe I won't make it go so much. Let's do that. So you notice the colors. It just kind of tells you where you're at. So you're under $200. So, you know, you're green. You've met, oh, let's go drawdown. This, I forget, I didn't tell you all the sheets. So drawdown. I'm just skipping here real quick. This is kind of based on the $50,000 combine, $2,000 max drawdown, $1,000 a day. Here's your goals. You know, mine's $400 and $700 for the week. Which I've made numerous times, but then of course I always lose it too. So, and then you have the markets. This is where it pulls the data for the markets, and these are the accounts. So for instance, paper trading is going to pull 368 because that's the combine. Obviously, if you have, I forget, one is over here, Thinkorswim. So there's their fees. 999 just means that I don't have them inputted yet, so it sticks out like a sore thumb if I do trade it. Options, I used to do options until I got blown out with that. So anyway, so there's markets. What else? Then I got symbols. Here's where it gets the tick value and things. It just pulls all the data from in here. It pulls your accounts, your brokers, your it just pulls all the data. Goals. This is another newer column of mine. Now these numbers I still got to work on, so don't get too worried about these right here. I'm trying to put in my goal. I should probably just add that in right now. Let's just do 400 as a goal. You know, that equates to 20 grand. How much I've made? The current value I've made 193, and that's based on our trade that we just put on right now, 193. So that's why this is. That's why this goals is up 193, and the current difference is 207 because I want to make 400. I've already made $193, so I got 207 left. So that's that one. And then there's just reports that you could print out. You know, if you want to put up a day, you could print up a day. I don't know, let's say 420. I don't know if there's any trades on 42017. And then you could just say, well, let's do, I don't know, whatever day you want. You can even put multiple days and say print. And then go from there. There you go. So there's that particular day, and it just sets it up for printing in nice and pretty format. Okay, so statistics. I'm big into statistics, A-type personality, so this tells you your markets, tells you where you're doing, there's paper trades and whatnot. This is all this stuff just pulls from the data that you've entered in those white boxes that I originally told you. Down here where I'm getting my negatives, there it is here. So you can see with these strategies, well, we have crude on, but let's go ahead and take crude. You can see with these particular strategies, there's the negatives. These are negative moves and these are positive moves. So you can see with all strategies for the crude, you know, well, today's one's the one we just put on right here. Oh, because I did 50-20 from $50 to 50-20. It went 20 to the positive, and then obviously because I didn't have any negative move, it's zero for the day. So, and then it tells you for the different months that we have, it tells you your averages. So when I was talking to John on a coaching session, he was talking about moving the stops. That's where I went in here, and I did my averages based on, you know, statistics, and I says, oh yeah, my stops are too short. So I opened them up a little bit, and sure enough, it did, but still, I mean, the market's slow, and but it did help. So I did take that, and it does seem to work a little bit. But yeah, if you want to change the market, you know, gold, and you can do that one. So anyway, back to business. So where did I leave off? Why is this a negative? Oh, because I haven't met my goal yet. That's why. Yeah, I still haven't met my goal, so we'll get that in a minute. So let's put on another trade. So then we put in today's date. We'll make this one 8:15. Now you notice, you notice how many hours. Oh, by the way, the hours is my newest thing, and it'll, if you put one trade on, it's going to be an hour period. Now it's going to take the difference between the first trade and the last trade. So if you put in here 1400, well, I just put 1400, then there's 6 hours that you've done. So it's not going to be like a time clock or anything, but it'll round it up. And that basically comes over here to my column, back into the goal sheet. That just tells you how many hours you've put into this stuff already. Because my latest thing is, it's like, wait a minute, I can go get a part-time job for $35 an hour, and which is the going rate for my kind of work. But in any event, if I can go get a part-time job somewhere, then that's what I should be doing. So if this is going to be my part-time job when I retire, which I got 2 years left, I better make at least that. Otherwise, then I'll go do something else. So anyway, next trade. So then I'll do CL. I'll do another long. You know, I'll do another impulse, and then I'll. The settings for that is 40. I'll rank it. This is, I'll do, so here's my impulse trades right here. Go ahead, where's impulse? Where's my impulse trades? Impulse 3, intuition. I will do a 3. So this is an intuition trade. Okay, so I feel really good, so I'll just put a 5 on there. I'm not worried about it. Broker, nothing. And again, this is, I don't know, let's make it different. Let's do 50.5. Okay, and we'll put in 2 trades. And again, now it pops up again. Now this time over here, it says my days average. Here's my year-to-date averages for crude, but here is my my day. So now I can say, oh, well, the last one didn't go against. I mean, there's only one trade statistic, so take it for what it's worth, but at least it gives you some statistics. So anyway, so this trade went up a little bit, and so we'll take that off, and then this one came right back and bit us, didn't go anywhere, so we just scratched that one. Well, actually, I made $60, so I could actually do that as a 4 because it a little over 50 bucks, but still it's basically a scratch. So again, the negative for this one is going to be, let's say it went down to 50.45 and it went up to 50, I don't know, let's go 60. Let's say it went way up. So now if you go look at the statistics on that, you can kind of see, but you got the idea. I don't need to. I could do another one. So we'll do 10 CL. This time we'll do a short. Again, another impulse. The rank is whatever, it's 5. Philosophy, psychology is 5. Brokers, then there's that. The next trade. So this one's going to be 50.45. Put on 2, and this one went. The first one went. Went up and got us a little something. So let's say 35. The next one went way down to, I don't know, hey, let's go big, 20. And now, wow, so we made a lot on that one. Now we don't know how much we made because we haven't closed the trade, but of course if you're in the trade, you know. And so this one's a 5 because it hit our target. And boom, also, well, now there's some things that popped up. One, we've met our goal. So if you notice here, let me back up. So if you notice here, we're an account on N1 here. You're an account max drawdown. We're at 240. We have a $2,000 account drawdown. For the day, we have 1245 because it's 1,000 for the Top Step rules, but then you've already made 245. So basically, for the day, you could blow 1,200 bucks. Which I could do very easily. And then the account max drawdown is 2.5. But now, once you've made that trade, and now you're in a positive, I'll go ahead and stick in my negatives here real quick. Negative was, let's say it went to 40, 48, and it went all the way down to hit your target and went down to 20. It's fine. So needless to say, now it's changed. Okay, so now your dynamic, go to goals, or no, I'm sorry, go to your drawdown, and well, this is too complicated. I don't even want to explain what all this is. But anyway, the moral of the story is you can go down 50%. So now your max or dynamic drawdown for the day is 293, and you have a balance of that drawdown of 293 because you just made it, and it's not going to go down at all. Matter of fact, that's it. And so it's not, if you lose and go back, it's going to stay orange there as a caution. It's not going to go back and put you, you're stuck there. So let's go ahead and take one. Let's do one here real quick. Have one go against us. And we'll say our 50 again. And now this one went to 50, I don't know, 40, 50. This is going against us, right? So we're going to go 49.90, I don't know, 5, 49.95. So this one went against us, not enough. So let's go 49.90. Okay, so I still have 136.60 here to play with. So let's say I lost a little bit more. Oh, now I only got 36. See, it even changed color. Now I've only got 36.60 to play with. And if you notice, this one also has changed because my weekly, I used to be in a weekly positive, and now I'm short again in my weekly. So let's go for 70. Okay, boom. I've hit my drawdown. So I'm negative, so I went actually under 63.40 under my max drawdown for the day, so I should be done. Now, of course, I'm not done, but if I could somehow police myself to do that, I would be done right now if I had somebody over here to smack me. So I'd be done for the day. But a lot of times I could hit my daily goal, and then I hit my drawdown, and it's only 8:30. It's like, well, come on, it's serious. Let's try it again. So I really got it's just me. I know it's me, but I'm trying to follow these rules. But in any event, so in this case, so I would be done for the day. I'm still saving my money like they tell me to do, but I lost 50% of it basically. So let's go back there. Okay, so now so basically I should be done here, 36 bucks. Okay, guys, I have $36 balance of my drawdown. So technically I'd be done here and I'd be walking away with 330 bucks, and that would be normal. So let's go, I guess we could do the opposite here. What will happen is if you started doing some bad things, let's take this one off. I'll take that one off, and let's make this one short so the numbers are just obviously the wrong way. Now these are going to be orange because they're flagging you saying that the numbers are mismatched because they're obviously your negative is your short, your short is your negative, etc. But in any event, you can see how I'm losing money here. You can see how I'm down $274. I'm turning red. Let's make this one long. And if I could really, let's make that one long. I'm just trying to show you what would happen. Oh. There. So now I'm really starting to lose some money, a lot of money, so I'm all red. And let's make this one lose some money. Let's make it lose some more money. 49.70. All right. And you can see how I'm about ready to 49.60. So you get I thought it turned black. Anyway, I thought it turned black when it busted you out, or when it got close to your black. But needless to say, that's pretty much it. So that's it in a nutshell. And all these statistics come in. You can see that I've worked 3 hours for today. I like it the other way so I can make money. At least make it look like I made some money. I hit my goal there, and then there's a loser, and then I'd be out. So, so my max drawdown now is 515, and that won't go down. That's a max. That's a command called max in Excel. So once I hit that max, then it's not going to go down from there. The only thing that's going to go down is this balance, or it'll keep climbing up, and that's preferred choice. That actually comes from over here, your max. And I got this off from Top Step rules that I've just incorporated. So in any event, I can just get rid of this one. Okay, so there's your day. And now caution, you're in a drawdown status for the day. And the worst case scenario is if you draw down $293.96, you're done for the day, but you'll still walk away with 300 or whatever the goal was, 400, a little under. So that's it. I fill out every trade, every single trade. Don't worry about the colors over here, but every single trade gets documented. And then when I'm done for the day, let's go back to there. When I'm done for the day, I just come over here, click this button, say you're ready to copy this to May. It goes to May, and now it's in May's data over here. And my new day now is a fresh start. But you notice my weekly goal. My weekly goal is still a weekly goal because obviously that's still within the week. It knows how to do that. So there's a lot of stuff. There's only a few things that I hired a freelance Excel guru to help me with. There was a few things in there that were a little over my head, and I needed his help to kind of work with it. And so I know I spent a couple $100 with him. Well, maybe a little more than that, but in any event, once he got me in the right direction, this is all me, and the math behind this is just totally insane. If you look at some of these cells here, look at these. Some of these are just crazy. They just go on and on. And if you're an Excel guru, but anyway, that's that. Okay, well, I hope I could. I hope it assists you with something. So let me know if you need more guidance. Okay, thanks. Bye.